All right, so here is a Bitcoin update. Let's talk about Bitcoin in this video. Let's talk about something called Bitcoin dominance, and we're going to discuss one of the altcoin setup. We're actually going to look at an altcoin setup that didn't pop. We'll actually talk about an altcoin setup that was set up to pop, then didn't, and then how do you negotiate that when the trade goes wrong? I mean, everything's great when the trade goes right, but I'm going to kind of dive into like what to do when a trade goes wrong and how to do what I believe is called capital preservation. So let's jump right into Bitcoin. This is a daily chart. So the line that I originally was looking at was this this downtrending line right here. That's this guy highlighted right there. I first wanted to see Bitcoin. It got rejected. We had one touch, two touch, kind of confirms, and then we passed here, right? So if you were not buying Bitcoin down here and you didn't really trade this out of this downsending pattern was getting around 33,000, you were possibly going to Bitcoin here around the 200 SMA, a touch on 200, and all through here. You're probably in and out through here. However, what didn't happen and eventually did happen was you needed Bitcoin to break previous highs. So here's what previous high right here. However, this high was never higher than this high. So we did get a breakout of the descending fall, right? So, which is positive. That's what we got here and we wanted. But the major line of concern is, believe it or not, this line right here. So this here is a head and shoulders pattern. You have a neckline. This neckline coincides with this point right here, right? So you have one touch, two, three, four, five touches. It really solidifies this line because you got five touches. So you extend it and bring it out. Now, after Bitcoin broke out of here, I was calling it this trend line, this head and shoulders trend line, as the next worrisome line. We needed Bitcoin to break out of here and form a new high past here. That's what the bulls really needed to do. Otherwise, we're just kind of getting a bounce and we're getting back to this area here where there's a ton of selling action. The reason why you know there's a ton of sellers because a lot of people bought in this area. You can kind of almost see all of this. There's a ton of buyers and sellers here. So it's going to take Bitcoin a little bit to kind of blast through because there's probably some sell orders that are waiting on it. But what I wanted to see was a break above this line, which we got. So we'll kind of zoom in here. This daily candle broke above it. And then in the group, I was talking about, all right, we need confirmation. So a confirmation candle. That means that this red candle right here needed to stay above this line, meaning the close. It's okay that we wick down below, but you needed the candle to stay above. And you really want to see a green candle stay above. That gives us confirmation. So could this be a retest? It's possible. Right now our candle is directly on the line. So we want to see what this candle does. If this candle closes above the line, again, it's a 24-hour candle, so we got to see what's happening tomorrow. Does this candle close above, and then we stay green, or do we fall back below? So right now, we're a bit of an indecision in the market. And I have already taken some profits off the table. Again, I can't tell you what to do, but I started taking some profits, and then once Bitcoin decides what to do, if it decides to stay above this line, you can easily hop back in. If not, you do not want to take all the profits that you made when trading Bitcoin down here, and then just have them just melt away if it ends up back into a downtrend. So what you're kind of looking for, and again, what you want to see is you got a low here, right? You have a high. You're hopefully putting in, and what you have, a higher high. So you just look at this, you're starting to put in a bit of an uptrend. So if anything, Bitcoin does pull back. You hope that we have a low somewhere around here. Maybe we retest this trend line that we broke out from. If we retest and then come back up, that'd be great to see. And that's kind of what I'm looking at for Bitcoin right now. It's a bit of indecision. It's not a sell now. It's not a buy. Definitely not a buy now, I don't think. But however, if you have profits, if you were buying Bitcoin here, you traded this downtrend, and when this actually eventually popped and broke, you could have bought it here, kind of where I was telling the group to buy it. You'd be locking in profits of about close to 70%. You would have nailed 70% Bitcoin profits since about late July. Not a bad payday that you're taking up coming here. You would have maxed your out profits around 74, 75%, but right now, you were to sell now, you're taking home almost 70% profit. So let's talk about Bitcoin dominance. What Bitcoin dominance is, it's the amount of money that's flowing into Bitcoin percentage-wise. So as dominance increases, that means there's more money flowing into Bitcoin. That means, in turn, less money going into all other altcoins, including Ethereum. So this is Bitcoin, the percentage of all the crypto market that's in Bitcoin. So how do you read this and what do you want to do? It's not like any other chart, but however, provided Bitcoin dominance is going up, that means money's flowing into Bitcoin. Your altcoins are not going to do too well. If Bitcoin dominance is falling, your altcoins will tend to do better. Where altcoins get killed are on two fronts, right? If Bitcoin is going up and dominance is going up, which it did recently, right? You had this recent pump in Bitcoin dominance. We got close to this daily 200 SMA on it. I think we're eventually going to touch that. Wouldn't be surprised if we do. And the altcoins sold off. Many altcoins kind of dumped. What happens is when you're in a Bitcoin bull market, the money goes into Bitcoin. Then the money will bleed into the altcoins. But right now, money's flowing into Bitcoin. That's why when you see this year altcoins turn off, means that when more money is flowing into Bitcoin, people are either selling their altcoin profits, dumping into Bitcoin, or when new money enters the market, it's all buying Bitcoin. It's not buying the altcoins. And that's why the altcoins go down, is because people are selling their altcoins and there's no buyers coming into these altcoins. That's why you want to look at some of these altcoin charts. Look at some key support levels. Look to buy on those, because as the money flows back into these altcoins, you got to remember the market cap on Bitcoin is ginormous. The market cap on some of these altcoins are nowhere near Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin sells off a little bit, money goes into some of these altcoins, they'll pop. So what you don't want to see with Bitcoin dominance, and the biggest no-no is you do not want to see Bitcoin price go down and dominance go up. That is when I typically sell whatever positions that I'm in. I get out and I let the market figure itself out. So again, if Bitcoin dominance is trending upwards, but the price of Bitcoin is going down, that is when altcoins get absolutely wrecked. Right now, Bitcoin's trending upwards. Bitcoin dominance is trending upwards. Altcoins will slowly bleed. But what you ultimately want to see is eventually that dominance is going down, but the price of Bitcoin is going up. That just means money's going to start flowing into these altcoins. So if you look at this dominance, this is what you want to see is altcoin season is when Bitcoin goes down and goes up. You can kind of almost see here that we had a bit of a altcoin season right here. This was huge. Back from March all the way to close to May. It was a quick 2-month season. Some of these altcoins exploded for 1, 2, 3x gains. That's what you ultimately want to see right here. And then it kind of trends sideways, but we hit a double bottom. This double bottom kind of gave you an indication that money's going to start flowing back into Bitcoin. So that's how you read dominance. Now let's look at ADA. So ADA is the setup that I kind of put out in the group. And again, not every setup that I do comes to fruition. So you got to remember how it's not about playing these trades when they win. It's about what you do when your trades go against you. And it's going to happen. You can't just keep your money in there and yell at the market and think that the market is wrong and you're eventually going to be right. If you want to be right, you're never going to win. So what I ended up doing here was this. we had a, a lowering trend line, right? And you wait for the breakout of this trend line. I started seeing a Adam and Eve double bottom. That's kind of what this is right here. You have a sharp down. You kind of get a sharp up. And then you have this rounded bottom. So I saw this double Adam and Eve double bottom. I was kind of like, all right, looks like it's time to hop back into ADA. You can either play the second double bottom, because that's really what it is. It's an Adam and Eve double bottom. You have a bottom here, and then you get another bottom here. So you could have played the double bottom and even got into ADA right about here around $2, $2.04. However, the next thing that happened that was bullish, now it is looking really good, is that it's forming a cup and handle. That's what this right here. But you get this cup and you get this handle over here. You want to play the breakout of the neckline. So the neckline is where the top of the cup and the top of the handle is. That's called the neckline. You want to play that breakout. You can almost see that we kind of did right here, but it came back in. So if you would have bought that breakout, I would have waited for a candle confirmation, kind of like what we talked about on Bitcoin, that you want the breakout, that you want a candle body close that's outside of your target of your breakline. However, you could have entered ADA right here, and you would have said, okay, we're forming a handle, and you're letting this play. The second that this got rejected, and we'll kind of zoom in for you. So you could have played the breakout, and then you're trending down, You may have exited your position here possibly, but I think you were forming a cup. You could have exited, you could have entered back in here. However, if you're playing that handle, you're just riding this down, and really you're probably accumulating all these touches. Because then you got a retest right here, right? You got a breakout, came back in. Broke right back out, you got a retest. So you could have been buying and accumulating and buying on this trend line down. Comes up to the neckline and you're holding. However, the neckline never came out and it just stayed underneath. And you got a bearish retest on 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5. You had all these touches where it couldn't go above this neckline and also couldn't go above this Fibonacci retracement, which is the 386. So this line right here is the 386 Fibonacci. So the fact that it retested and it didn't break up and over, you have to sell that trade. That trade is now over. This was never proven, the cup and handle. This Adam and Eve double bottom did not play out, and we couldn't get above the 386. We just couldn't do it. I'm sorry, the 382. We couldn't get above the 382 on the Fibonacci. It got rejected on several different candles. You can't hold these downtrends. Because then what happens is it fell from here all the way down to here and lost almost 10%. When meanwhile, you could have almost broken even on your trade and kept 10% of your capital. So if you're doing a $1,000 trade, you just lost $100. You're doing $10,000, you lost $1,000 on that trade. Now instead of having 10, now you have $9,000. And you have to make more than 10%. You have to make almost 12% on your next trade just to get that 10% back. You just don't want to play that game. So you almost want to have a reason why you're getting in the trade. And then if it goes south, which it does, you need to get out.